Well, I'm out here in a different setting today. I actually filmed this out in the country myself, around where I used to grow up. I used to ride my bike all over these roads and explore and have fun. My parents moved out here before I was born and started going to a church they thought had the most correct version of Christianity. I won't go into all of that, but we ended up getting excommunicated, and suddenly we had no real point in continuing to live out here. My dad worked in the big city 30 minutes away. All of our extended family lived there. And basically, we lived there, but we slept out here. So when I was 17, we moved away from all of this. That was in 2008. So since then, I've been in the city. I became an adult, made friendships, lost friendships. I had a career, lost that career. I went through so much there, including COVID. And everything that's happened to this country in the last 15 years, I've experienced it there in the big city. And throughout those years, I've learned a lot, and I've taken a lot of red pills. But the funny thing about red pills is that they turn black when you take too many. Maybe the final and biggest black pill is that we're ruled by evil, satanic pedophiles who have engineered a system that limits our ability to peaceably and democratically remove them from power. And so there can be no effective right-wing activism. There can't be a grassroots movement to win the vote. We can't change people's minds through debate and civil discussion. There isn't any way to get off this roller coaster except to go through it and ride the tiger as best you can while the whole corrupt system collapses in on itself. We're not one election away from turning this thing around. We can't expect to vote for the lesser of two evils and have it be a Flight 93 election and have that be the event that turns the ship around. We're done. America is done. That's the final black pill. At least for those of us living in the US, that is. When I process what I just said all the way, I have this desire to move back out here and try to escape it and limit the damage that the collapse will inflict on me. To know that the cities are burning, but out here the birds are chirping, and there is a gentle breeze, and all is right in the world, and I get to say I told you so. But in a way, it's sort of political comfort food. The truth is, collapse would affect this place too, and every other rural area, just as the collapse already has. They know where you live. And make no doubt, they keep lists of us, and honestly, there is no refuge from these people. I think the desire to move out to the country again comes from just not wanting to see the collapse up close and personal anymore. We make fun of normies who obsess over sports, or take the grill pill, or are mindless consumers, or Funko Pop collecting soy boys, but honestly, I think wanting to move out to the country is yet another form of anesthesia. And you could make the argument that it's the only acceptable form of political ignorance. I don't think we're meant to be in the trenches every day and seeing this stuff 24/7 with our own eyes. And it's not just happening in big cities either. There are countless small towns across this country that might be more sad than just driving through a ghetto in Chicago. If you want to see some of that, there's a great channel called Joe and Nick's Road Trip where he gives you a tour of these small towns that have been completely gutted and basically abandoned. Over this last year, many older Gen Xers and baby boomers have been completely stumped by concepts such as quiet quitting or the statistics of 7 million men not working. And I've addressed those issues in other videos, but one of the common themes is that most people are feeling despair about their plight in the US. Big cities are depression factories. Wages have stagnated. Poverty is spreading. Our infrastructure is falling apart. Our leaders are corrupt and focused on almost everything but us. Conservatives hate the term income inequality, but let's face it, that's what's going on here. When there was less income inequality, the American dream felt achievable. A person could apply themselves, regardless of the inner workings of politics and the drama in DC, and still achieve a decent life. But people are seeing that it doesn't work that way anymore. People are checking out, and becoming disillusioned with the whole thing. Forget thriving. Most people are just trying to survive. This era we're living through is the refractory period after our steamy love affair with the unsustainable post-World War II economy. Now we can think straight. We can regret the things we did in the moment. We can look at our lover, our liberalism, our democracy, our civil rights, and see that it's nothing more than a hideous monster who gave us spiritual, moral, and cultural herpes. As I always say, liberalism requires us to lie to ourselves and others about the nature of reality in order to keep the delusion going. It's a lie that what our country is doing to itself is sustainable. It's a lie that it is desirable to live in massive cities with low trust and high crime, densely populated areas filled with barbed wire and graffiti and open drug use and rampant homelessness, crazy people. Once you see it for what it is, it's only natural to want to come back out here. I know this video has been kind of boring and not much has happened, but that's my point. Not much has happened. There's no gay people. There's no men dressed as dogs trying to bang each other. There's no black people looting, because there's nothing to loot. There's no crime. I mean, yeah, there's some hicks out here, but honestly, they have more common sense than most city folk. Not much is happening, and that's the anesthetic aspect to it. Not much happens when you go under for surgery, and that's the appealing part. To end this video, I'll just leave it up to you guys in the comments section. Do you live in a city, or are you out in the country? And how do you like it? Anyways, that's all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this video and type of content I'm creating, consider giving this video a like or maybe subscribing. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.